Today's segment is Dear Angie. My fabulous people, imagine you're 2 weeks away from getting married and suddenly the ex who broke your heart, the person you once considered the love of your life, comes back and tells you she never stopped loving you. Now you're questioning whether you're about to get to marry the wrong woman. Baby, what would you do? Because the Dear Angie is a mess. Let's get into this letter. This letter is from a 38-year-old man from Atlanta. I'm a 38-year-old man, and in 2 weeks, I'm supposed to marry an amazing woman. She's beautiful, loyal, supportive, and has never given me a reason to doubt her love for me. Until a few days ago. I thought I was completely sure about marrying her. Now, I don't know if I can go through with the wedding. Before I met my fiancée, there was another woman. I'll call her Nicole. Nicole was the woman I thought I was going to marry. We were together for almost 5 years, and I loved her in a way I honestly didn't think I would ever love another woman. I had already bought a ring. She never knew that. Before I could propose, Nicole ended our relationship. She told me she loved me, but she wasn't ready for marriage and felt like she needed to figure out who she was without me. I was devastated. A few months later, I found out she was dating someone else. Angie. That broke something in me. I begged her once to reconsider. She told me to move on, so eventually I did. Then I met my fiancée, Danielle. Danielle was completely different. There were no games, no wondering where I stood, no chasing her. She loved me openly, and being with her felt peaceful. For the first time since Nicole, I could see myself having a future with someone. I proposed last year. Our wedding is in 2 weeks away. Last weekend, I stopped at a restaurant after work to pick up dinner. And Nicole was sitting at the bar. I hadn't seen her in almost 4 years. She looked at me, I looked at her, and Angie, I felt it. Everything. She walked over and hugged me. And I swear for the first few seconds, it felt like no time had passed. We talked for maybe 20 minutes. I told her I was getting married. Her face changed. She congratulated me, but I could tell something was wrong. Before I left, she asked if we could talk privately sometime before the wedding. I told her that probably wasn't a good idea. Then something she said I haven't been able to get out of my head. There's something about why I left you that you never knew. I should have walked away. Instead, I met her for coffee the next day. Nicole told me that when we were together, she found out she was pregnant. I was stunned. Then she told me she lost the baby very early in pregnancy. She said she never told me because I was so excited about our future and she was emotionally falling apart. After the miscarriage, she became depressed and convinced herself that she couldn't give me the life I wanted. She said that's why she left. I asked her about the man she was dating afterward. She admitted she tried to move on because she thought it would make leaving me easier. Then she started crying and said, I never stopped loving you. I didn't know what to say. Then she asked me the question that has destroyed my peace ever since. If you were getting married in 2 weeks, if you weren't getting married in 2 weeks, would you want us back? Angie, I couldn't answer. And that's the problem. I came home that night and looked at Danielle sitting on our couch, going over final wedding details. She was excitedly showing me something for the reception, and all I could think about was Nicole. Now I'm comparing the two women in my head. Danielle gives me peace. Nicole gives me a feeling I can't explain. Danielle is the woman I choose to build my future with. Nicole is the woman I once thought was my future. Here's where it gets worse. Nicole texted me yesterday. She said, I won't interfere with your wedding, but if there's any part of you that still loves me, I need you to tell me before you marry her. And after that, I will disappear from your life forever. I haven't responded. Danielle knows nothing about any of this. She doesn't know I saw Nicole. She doesn't know we met for coffee. And she definitely doesn't know I'm sitting here wondering if I'm marrying the wrong woman. The invitations have gone out. Family members are flying in. We've paid thousands of dollars. Danielle has been planning this wedding for a year. How do I look this woman in the eye and tell her that 2 weeks before our wedding, my ex came back and suddenly I'm confused? But Angie, how do I stand at an altar and promise forever when I'm wondering about a woman? Part of me thinks Nicole is my past for a reason. But another part of me keeps thinking, what if the woman I spent years trying to get over was actually the woman I was supposed to be with all along? And here's the question I'm ashamed to ask. Do I marry the woman who gave me peace, or risk everything for the woman who once broke my heart but may still be the love of my life? Please help me, Angie. Woo! Okay, my Fab fam. Before I tell you what I think about this one, I want to say welcome to Fabulosity For You. And if this is your first time joining me, my name is Angie. Welcome. Welcome to all of my new Fab family. And welcome back to my Fab family that have been with me from day one. On this channel, you will see fierce fashion, relationship gossip that's hot, and relationship advice that is real. I also want to thank the person that sent in this letter. I thank you, because when you write in to me and I tell my Fab fam about it, you're helping somebody. Because there's somebody out there that's going through the same thing as you. Again, I am a relationship coach, and if you have any relationship questions or topics that you would like me to talk about, my email is in the description. If you have a relationship problem that you would like me to give you advice about, please email me in the description, and I will break that letter down and give you advice that's a 100. Okay? I keep it 100. So let's get back and get into my response. I also like to wear shade because I like to throw shade. How about that? Okay. Okay, sir. We need to talk. First of all, let me say that you are not confused. You are conflicted. And there is a big difference. Because from what I'm hearing in this letter, you already know what you have in your fiancé and what you guys have built together. Okay? You've made plans. You're 2 weeks away from getting married. And then here comes the ex, the one who broke your heart. Let's not forget that. She comes back into your life with a declaration that she never stopped loving you. Baby, 2 weeks before the wedding? Now let me ask you something. Where was all that love when you were hurting? Where was this, I never stopped loving you, when you were trying to put yourself back together? Because it's very easy to walk back into somebody's life when you see they have finally moved on. And I need you to understand something. Missing somebody is not the same thing as being ready to build a healthy relationship with them. You're looking at your ex through the lenses of nostalgia. You're remembering the chemistry. You're remembering the good times. You're remembering what the relationship could have been. But don't forget what actually happened. Don't forget what it actually was. She left you. She hurt you. And you had to heal. Now you've found somebody who apparently loves you, chooses you, and is ready to marry you. And suddenly the past wants another chance? Sir, do not make a lifelong decision based on a 2-week emotional earthquake. And I'm going to say something that may be even harder to hear. Do not marry your fiancé just because you're afraid of losing her. If you're standing at the altar, whether you rather be with your ex, you have no business saying I do until you figure that out. But, and this is a big but, don't run back to your ex either. You don't need to choose between two women today. You need to choose clarity. I would, and this is something some people might not agree with me on, but I would postpone the wedding. Yes, I said it. Postpone the wedding. Not because your ex deserves another chance. Not because your fiancé isn't good enough. But because your fiancé deserves a man who is 100% emotional present and certain that he wants to marry her. Imagine marrying the woman and 6 months later you're sitting at home wondering, what if I had chose her? Chose my ex. That's not fair to her. And if you go running back to your ex because she suddenly says she loves you, you may wake up 6 months later asking yourself, why did I throw away the woman who actually loved me just because my ex came a-knocking? So here's my advice. Stop. Breathe. Postpone the wedding. Do not sleep with or start a relationship with your ex while you're figuring things out. And get yourself into counseling, preferably individual counseling, so that you can separate love from nostalgia, guilt, fear, and unfinished business. And one more thing. Tell your fiancé the truth. Not every graphic detail about what your ex said. You don't need to emotionally traumatize this woman with unnecessary information, because she deserves to know that you are having serious doubts before she walks down that aisle, because a wedding can be postponed. A marriage is a whole different story. And sir, I'm going to leave you with this. Don't marry the person who's standing in front of you because you're afraid of that person, because you're afraid of the person who walked away. I'm going to repeat this again. Don't marry the person who's standing in front of you because you're afraid of the person who walked away. And don't go back to the person who walked away just because she's finally afraid of losing you. Choose the person and the life that is right for you when the drama is gone. Because right now, baby, the drama is loud. And that, my fabulous people, is where I'm going to leave you, is where I'm going to leave this, okay? My king, I hope you received my advice. Always, I tell everybody, always pray to God for guidance. I want everyone to stay in peace and not in pieces. And remember, my fabulous people, never marry someone who makes you feel like the runner-up. You deserve to be somebody's first choice. They're number one. Until next time, stay fabulous.